Hi everyone, my name is Zubair and today I thought of discussing one very important book which I think has changed millions of managers world over. This book is written by Sir Ken Blanchard and Spencer Johnson, and the book is called as 1 Minute Manager. 1 Minute Manager basically eases the life of a manager and his team member. This book has simple 3 tasks which can be done by each and every manager day in and day out basis. The first, as I quote from the book, people who feel good about themselves create always good results. This book talks about 3 important secrets in the life of a manager. Number 1, 1 minute goal setting. Number 2, 1 minute praising. Number 3, 1 minute reprimand. When I say this, 1 minute goal setting is the best thing to do for a manager and his team member. Their life is settled, they know what is the goal. The goal setting happens in the morning, in the beginning of the day. The manager has to ensure the goal is clearly communicated. The team member has to understand and confirm back whether he has understood the goal or not. The goal has to be realistic. It should not be something which is unachievable. It should not be something which is very low. So when I say this, 1 minute does not mean the sanctity of the amount of goal has to be compromised. 1 minute means there should not be too much of time spending on setting up a goal. The goal has to be set in a minute. And most importantly, Mr. Blanchard emphasizes that the goal has to be written. When I say this, written goal creates a great amount of accountability. Written goal creates a great amount of responsibility, and the written goals has a bonding and agreement between the manager and the subordinate. The performance has to be communicated, what a good performance looks like, and the person who is leading the team, the manager, has to give proper feedback. As a quote from the book, everybody is a potential winner. Some people are disguised as losers. Don't let the appearance fool you. The manager has to understand which of his team member is a winner, which of the team member is a loser. And there are certain disguised losers. They play a victim. They always play a victim. They always ask you to give you lesser targets. They always ask you that their life is in trouble. They are living with lot of difficulty. So you need to see that whether they are in real problem or they have the right attitude, but they are not giving it the best shot. So praise right performance. It is very important for a manager to praise right performance. Right performance praising is as important as goal setting. Person should know that he has done right. And when you are praising someone, call the entire team, call the entire office, do a con call, whatever smallest of the small celebration needs to be celebrated. Communicate in a WhatsApp group or whatever, the way you communicate with the team, but ensure each and every smallest of the victory needs to be celebrated and the person to be praised and describe to people how he did right and what was the most important reason of doing this right. Always reward right behavior, and do share your feelings with the team. As a manager, your job is to share the feelings with the team. As a manager, your job is to communicate right behavior. And always reach out to the stars, encourage them to do the same, pull out laggards and give them this opportunity to match up the performance level of the stars. As they quote in the book, help people reach their full potential, catch them doing something right. Great leaders, good leaders always catch people doing right things, right? And when it comes to reprimand, the reprimand also should not go beyond 1 minute. The challenge with today's leaders is they are spending a lot of time in reprimanding, they are spending a lot of time in goal setting, and they're spending a lot of time in praising. Don't go overboard. Mr. Blanchard says in this book that 1 minute is sufficient if you are giving right type of inputs, if you are addressing your team in a correct manner. So he quotes, goals begin behaviors, consequences maintain behavior, right? So be immediate, specific, and describe the poor performance. If there is a poor performance, be clear, crisp, and most importantly, communicate immediately that the performance is poor. Do not do it publicly. Do it one-on-one and tell them how you feel about what they did wrong. It is very important that a manager to communicate. Encourage them and remind them that how much you still value them as a person. Always remember that you have to reprimand the performance, not the person. Because the person is more important than you, more important to you. The performance may happen someday good, someday bad, but the person is a critical part of your team. And when your reprimand discussion is done, tell them formally that no, the discussion is over. Come on, guy, let's have a cup of coffee. Right? So we are not just our behavior, we are the person managing our behavior. You as a manager are the role model. You as a manager is someone who's been looked up by your team. So you have to demonstrate right behavior. Right? So I thought, to summarize this book in the smallest possible time, and as managers, you need to understand this is something which you need to build in your day in day out behavior, and your life would be sorted out if you practice. This book was launched in 1982, and from 1982 to till date, this book is still relevant. And in this present era, wherein most of the team discussions are happening over Zoom calls or WhatsApp calls or Microsoft calls, wherever you are doing digitally, this 1 minute reprimand, 1 minute goal setting, and 1 minute praising will create a difference in your team's performance. I'm sure that you will share this video with a lot of your friends who you think would be beneficial out of this video. But most important than this video is that book. I encourage and I advise each and every manager to read this book. This is a very small book of 112 pages. Please do catch up. And as Mr. Blanchard says, as I sign off this video with a quote, that the best minute I spend is the one I spend in people. So people are your biggest assets. Thank you very much. If you like this video, please do share and do comment in the comment section. Thank you.